Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel, Superman Crypto and Pulsechain X. Hope you guys are enjoying it out there in YouTube land. And of course, we're going to cover some awesome stuff today. PulsePredict, we covered the launch of that the other day, and now it's got huge activations happening with big airdrop claims for the Predict token. We're going to talk about that, and of course, 30 million competition, so a 30 million Pulse giveaway. That's huge, folks. I know a lot of you want to participate in that. We're actually covering it straight away. That's the first topic we're covering in the channel today, so a bit of a different format. Then we're going to get into the markets after that. So straight off the bat, we're going to cover PulsePredict and the huge claims, airdrop claims, and the giveaway. So you don't want to miss out on that. Huge shout out. Now, obviously, PulsePredict is one of Jacob's ecosystem's projects. We talked about this many times. PulsePredict. We've got PulsePot, BNB Pot. PulsePredict out now. Coming up is going to TYZZ. We're expecting some news on that pretty soon, sometimes this week. And then, of course, we've got TYRHV4 coming and potentially PUSD ALGO. And, of course, I paid the promo there on the intro. And, of course, you can get a 90% bonus with the referral link in the video description. Participate in what I think will be potentially one of the biggest projects on Pulsechain. So really excited about it. Let's get into it and see who is out in the house. We've got a couple of people here at the moment. Lies Beneath, how are you today? Very good. And of course, Hex, PLS, PLS, and Center for the win, 100%. That is the golden strategy, maxi strategy for this channel. Even though we talk about a lot of other cool projects, some very good projects, that is the golden strategy of the channel. So you want to enjoy the magic carpet ride. That is the play. We got Sandy Beach in the house there. And Sandy Beach, what's Sandy Beach saying? Sandy Beach has got her latest update for health and fitness. So big shout out to you, Sandy. Day 26, and of course that is Squat Challenge, I believe. Maybe a little bit different there. So a big shout out from Sandy. We got a Pineapple 888 in the house there, Superman. Morning, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well there. We got Just Ask Jesse in from the Power City team. Big shout out to Just Ask Jesse, doing lots of streams and promoting the good old Power City protocols. And of course, there's many of those, including the Earn protocol and the Core. And what's another popular one? Portal X. Yeah, and more coming. So big shout out to you, Jesse. We got Hunter 51 in the house there. Welcome, Superman and friends. Hey, Hunter, good to see you. Welcome. And of course, a Hex Token channel member as well. We got Archie in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see Archie, one of our awesome mods. And of course, he is an expert on Jacob's ecosystem. So big shout out to you, Archie. He drops intel all the time in the Discord, giving you the edge in crypto. Everyone's after the edge, and Archie helps you give that for sure. We got Brennan in the house there. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan. Big shout out to you, our TA guru in Discord. We got Crypto Dan. Hi, guys. Good to see you, Crypto Dan. Puntyball 888 says, let's claim how. Well, we're going to talk about that. That's the first topic of the day. All right, shall we get straight into it? Let's do it. And tomorrow, just before we get into today's stuff, tomorrow we're going to have the Magic Carpet Ride team. That's right, with Ty and all that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be covering all the Magic Carpet Ride protocols. So today we're covering one of Jacob's ecosystems protocols, the PulsePredict. But tomorrow we'll be covering Magic Carpet Ride. And of course, they've got some incredible projects coming out, Barista, Bistro, and of course, Steakhouse, all these things like that. And of course, their buffet, which everyone's enjoying, getting all those juicy tokens. So we're going to be talking to Magic Carpet Ride tomorrow. So don't miss that one either. And we've got another show or two coming up with other teams coming up. So yeah, we're having a bit of a bonanza with some cool teams coming on to the channel. So don't miss those coming up. Be a lot of fun. We're mixing it up here on the channel. All right, let's get into it. And bam, let's go to PulsePredict. So here it is, PulsePredict. I'm going to post this in the chat there just so you guys can follow it up as well. But that is PulsePredict on X. So definitely check that out. That is the link there in the chat. So follow along. Leave any comments. Of course, teams love it when you engage. So get out there, engage. PulsePredict here. Have you checked your Pulsechain free claim? Everyone loves free claim stuff in crypto, don't they? And so basically, did you make any sacrifice? If you made any sacrifice for like PUSD Algo or TYZZ, TRH, things like that, then you can qualify for a free airdrop there, a free claim. So it's going to be pretty cool. Not airdrop, but free claim that you can do. Have you staked any? So if you got TRH tokens, if you've staked any of those, you're going to be able to get some too. Some Predict tokens, which is coming up. Did you get any NFTs? So if you got any OG NFTs, I think it is. Yeah, OG and what's the other NFT? OG and Mystery Pass. That's it. OG and Mystery Pass, and you'll be able to qualify for that as well. Now that's on TRH as well. So these are both, the second ones are both TRH specific. Did you do any activity? In other words, did you buy a ticket on PulsePredict for March Madness, something like that? So those are the kind of qualifying things that you need to do to get Predict. Of course, if you do all of them, you're going to get way more, right? So this is the link here, PulsePredict.airdrop. So I did post the link in the chat there to this post, so you can definitely check that out. But here is PulsePredict website if you want to go straight to it. That is it there. And we'll post the link there. There it is, pulsepredict.io/airdrop, and get involved with that. Now, we covered March Madness the other day, but we will briefly talk about that as well. Now, here's the kicker. Stake and get 2% daily compounding on your Predict tokens. Now, 2%, that's kind of the holy grail amount. People are always after that. And so, yeah, pretty amazing results there. I know a lot of people are going to find that very popular to get. So, very, very cool. So that's Predict there. And you can claim those tokens. You've got some examples there of sacrifices, activities, staking NFTs in the little video there, which you can see, which I've reposted. So it's kind of cool. We've got some person already respond to that. So let's get into the website. So this is it here. I've logged on a little account that I've got here, one of our play accounts. It happens to have a little bit of sacrifice money on it. And of course, I ended up getting credit for Predict tokens, which yet to be traded on the markets on Pulsechain or PulseX. So just remember that that's coming up. So there'll be a whole ton of news flow, no doubt, as PulsePredict rolls out. And of course, as you guys know, we covered sporting events. So before we get into the free airdrop, we did cover the sporting events that are coming up. March Madness. Oh, we've got a new one here. So we knew that the boxing was going to come up with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but it looks like we've got another event that's just been added to here as well, the UFC, Unrivaled Greatness. So that's coming up as well. But of course, currently March Madness is on the college basketball, and you got the playoffs there. Every ticket you can get, of course, will give you something in the airdrop. So just remember that. Looks like we're over $1,000 too so far in the pooled funds, with 212 tickets sold. So it's very early, 1 day and 23 hours left to go. So if you want to participate in that, get involved. And of course, you'll also get part of the airdrop. So you're getting, a chance to win big money, and also a chance for, and you're going to get tickets for basically getting credits for activity. In other words, you get 500 Predict tokens per ticket purchased from the March Madness. So I'm going to zoom in on this because it's got the grey font. But you can see here 500 Predict tokens per purchase from the March Madness there. So you can earn now on that. And of course, that will give you this activity. That's this activity here. Now, if you did one of those sacrifices I talked about, part of a Jacob's ecosystem, whether you did TRH or TYCC or PUSD Algo, something like that, and you will qualify for sacrifices there. You just have to connect your wallet, just as I've done here with this small play wallet. Happened to have a little sacrifice on it, and I ended up getting 98,000 Predict tokens there, which is pretty cool. For the airdrop, now activities, you have to buy, like I say, one of the March Madness tickets and stuff like that. You'll get a credit there. Staking as well. So staking is going to be pretty cool. Earn a 2% auto compounding. That's going to be hugely popular. And you get 500 Predict tokens per one PLSP you stake. So you can buy PLSP off the market, of course. That's around about $9.50 to $10.50, somewhere in there at the moment. And so, yeah, it's you stake for 90 days and maximum 1,000 PLSP. Obviously, there's a cap on that because obviously that's quite an amazing earning. And you get 2%, so you've got a cap on the amount that you can do. Spread the love around, as it were. Example, 500 PLSP for 90 days will get you 1.5 million Predict tokens. How about that? 1.5 million Predict tokens for 500 PLSP for 90 days. So, and you can just click the create stake and put that in there. Look at that. Wow. And massive APR. Looks like it says 137,000%. So there we go. But that's what you can do. You can earn now. Of course, if you click earn now token, if you do that, you'll end up going to the game, right? So just remember that. So if you click here for the activity, you'll be able to qualify. So looks like you can do sacrifices. You can do activities, buy March Madness tickets. You can do staking, buy PLSP, or if you've got PLSP, you can stake it and start earning some pretty mad gains on Predict tokens. Or you can get NFTs. If you've got NFTs, you'll qualify as well. And I guess you'll have to go to TRH for that. So let's do that. I haven't been there for a little while, but let's pull that up all here. And TRH is under NFTs. Here is on the GameFi TRH protocol. This is V3, of course. We're waiting for V4, which is going to be quite a revolution for this this game. And let's see where we're going here. We're going to NFTs, NFT marketplace, and let's have a look. And let's wait for it just to render first. Takes a little bit longer for the NFTs to come up, but they'll be there. There they go. And you can actually filter by type, so you can do. We can get rid of all these other NFTs, and we'll just get the OG NFTs. And yeah, you got the mystery one, so that qualifies. You got some OG ones as well. These OG ones qualify as well. So if you got some of those, or you can buy them, I guess. If you buy them, you'll be able to participate that way as well. You'll need some fire tokens and things like that to buy them, though. So that's the option. That's one option you've got as well, and that will give you access to the NFT a claim there as well, which is pretty cool. Now the claim's not yet open yet from the looks of it, so just hold on to horses. There'll be more news flows coming as we understand it from the Predict team there. That's going to be pretty cool. Let's see if we've got any comments in the chat about that. Let's see here. We've got Drix in house. Hey Drix, good to see you. We've got Archie in house there. So it will be the end of 90-day qualification period that just started. There we go. And what was the question? Is it 91 days? Yeah. I think Archie's answered that. What else we got going here? Brent says, okay, Archie, it's on the weekend. Are you guys talking about the basketball? Because you know. What do we got here? One probably won't make it, but let's know ones, and I'll let Jacob know. All right, so a little conversation happening there. But this is pretty much what's happening with that. So PulsePredict is out. A good chance that many of you have participated in some form or can do. So if you participate in Sacrifice, you'll be able to claim. And of course, activity. There'll be more news flows coming out from the PulsePredict team. So just remember that. You can see here. Don't forget to give them a follow too on X social platform and get in early on this. You know how amazing things have been on the Jacob's ecosystem protocols, doing incredible stuff there. Look, they've been My Life is Awesome. So getting a lot more influencer support as well. Obviously, Jacob's ecosystem is one of the leading DeFi ecosystems on the Pulsechain, and in my view, the number one. But definitely there's some good close followers like Batias, P-Day, and Tetra, and groups like that. And of course, some of the bigger blue chips as well that we've got going on, like Liquid Loans, Power City, and others. So a lot of cool stuff happening in the space, but definitely leading the DeFi on a Pulsechain. All right, so that is pretty much that. And of course, just keep track of the news flow as this continues to roll out for the PulsePredict. Now, obviously, they've got price predictions coming as well in the future, and they're going to have a list of supported assets as well. You got my bets page. You can check that out, of course, if you're doing some bettings. But once again, March Madness is in the play at the moment, and it looks like you're going to get 500 tickets, 500 Predict tokens for every ticket that you purchase, which is $5 each. So that is the play there. All right, that leads us into PulsePredict giveaway. So we talked about the big airdrop claims that you can get. Now they've also got a giant giveaway of 30 million Pulse. I'll say that again, 30 million Pulse giveaway, March Madness only on Pulsechain. How to participate? So share this around as well. You can participate, but share it around to your friends. And of course, give them a fair chance of getting in some of this action. How to participate? You can get them into March Madness. You can get them into the free claim. You can get them into the giveaway here. So there's lots of opportunities abounds here with PulsePredict's launch. Retweet and follow. That's pretty easy to do. And make one losing ticket on March Madness. So if you lose, which is a lot of people probably will, then you're going to get one. You're going to get one losing ticket. So there we go. That will get you into the draw for 30 million Pulse. It's not a bad trade-off for $5 with a chance to win 30 million there, which is pretty cool. So let's quickly go to the Pulse here and have a quick look at that. So this Pulse at the moment at 00011. So let's see what 30 million Pulse is worth at the moment. 30 or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's $3,500, folks. $3,500. So I know that'll be pretty handy money for a lot of people, especially in crypto when you can try and compound it as well in the bull market. That's not bad. So pretty amazing price there from the PulsePredict and Jacob. So the draw will happen live on the 8th of April, just after the final game. And of course, you can check out the March Madness to participate in that. Pretty easy, right? Pretty easy to do. So that is pretty cool. This is going to have lots of views on it eventually. Do you get multiple entries for each losing entry or just one per wallet? You can purchase multiple different and increase your chance of the lucky loser win. So the more that you purchase on March Madness, the more chances you got to win that big prize. Pretty cool. So everyone else is pretty happy about that. Let's show a bit of love around as well. Get in, folks, and show some love. Get your comments in as well. So that is the big March Madness, and of course 30 million pulse. And I know that would be very useful to a lot of you out there. So get involved with that. Don't forget to follow and complete the requirements of that competition. Pretty awesome, mate. PulsePredict there. Jacob always giving back to the community, and of course that's always creating some really exciting DeFi for people to play, and of course GameFi in particular. So a lot of fun there. Sandy Beach says, two wallets have it. Yay, says Sandy Beach. So Sandy Beach has already got some Predict tokens. Well done. What else there? Ashtree says, howdy all. Good to see Ashtree. Welcome to the chat as well. So some good stuff happening on Pulsechain all the time. And of course, here we are. So that is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed that coverage of PulsePredict, and get into March Madness. Get your free claims. Get involved with that 30 million giveaway, and tell your friends. Share it around. That's all it's all about. And of course, everyone can have a lot of fun. Now we're going to get into the markets. S&P 500 closes lower again. It's the second day, I think it is now. We've got the Dow Jones is down just slightly at 39,282, down 31 points. S&P 500 is down 0.3%, 15 points almost, at 5,203. And the NASDAQ there down 0.4%, 68 points, down to 16,315. So that is the market just cooling off. US dollars up though, 104 on the index. That's up slightly. Let's go to the commodities though and have a look at the commodities, see how that's checking out. We can see that West Texas is at $81.30, Brent oil at $85. And what else there? Gold at 2,178, and it's up slightly. Silver $24.55, and that is down slightly there. So that is kind of where we are at the moment. We've got consumer confidence slipped to the lowest level since November. And of course, the Conference Board's consumer confidence gauge fell to 104. Remember, the US is the world's big consumer. About 2/3, 60%, let's say, to 2/3 of the economy is based on consumption. It really is a powerhouse for that. Fell to 104.7 from a downwardly revised 104.8, the lowest reading since November 2023. So being the big consumer and making up much of its GDP, confidence is a big gauge there of potentially spending and, arguably some inflation to some degree. It depends if you're a monetarist, of course. You look at monetary supply. The consumer sentiment is a leading indicator of consumer spending, which drives the bulk of economic growth. Fresh signs of weak consumer supported bets for a rate cut as soon as June. And of course, that's bullish for the markets, right? We want cheaper interest rates, and of course, people borrow more, people can invest more and all that sort of stuff. And the other side of it, of course, we're hoping for the other tool that the Fed's got is monetary expansion, moving from contraction to expansion. We're looking for that too, even if it's modest, because that will pump assets, right? And so that'll be good for us. Traders seeing and at least a 70% chance that the Fed will begin its easing cycle in June. And of course, that's good news, up from 59% last week. The data just came in, PCE price index data, the Fed's preferred gauge, and due this Friday. So that is a big data point coming out with the PCE price index. We're looking forward to that. And of course, along with the inflation data, a string of Fed officials are also set to speak this week, with particular focus on Federal Governor Christopher Waller, due Wednesday. And of course, we'll look forward to that. And Jerome Powell, it looks like, due Friday. So lots more coming this week on the economic front, and hopefully, speeding that, reduction in interest rates, the pivot, as we call it, the pivot. Looking forward to that. All right, the other thing that happened in the markets, Truth Social went global. So Trump getting instantly a couple $1 billion richer from the looks of it. And so that is up and running. A DJT, Trump Media and Technology Group there, and that is up 8% on the close. So pretty good at the moment. So good news there on that front. And of course, I don't think we can access it from outside of the United States. Still thinks Truth Social is just open to the United States people at the moment. Looking forward to the expansion, of course. Wouldn't it be cool to have Truth Social and X Social platform, both free speech platforms, and then closing down the basically, let's call it out, the fascist mainstream stuff. So Facebook and Instagram and all those sort of things that are rigging everything. Google rigging everything. I don't know if you've been on Google recently, but everything is rigged. They're rigging the definitions of words, the searches, everything is rigged. And you just really look for those good alternatives, folks, where freedom and non-rigging are occurring. because it's really important to tell your friends as well and family. Let's stay in freedom, right? As soon as you move away from freedom, you're pretty much screwed. So we want to be free. And that's why we love DeFi and crypto. All right, let's get into it on the coin on crypto. We've got BTC at the moment, $70,140. That is up almost 0.5% and at 51%, 51.11% of dominance. So Bitcoin still controlling the market for most of the part there. And we've got ETH at the moment up at $3,598, up 0.4%, so not too bad there as well. Some of the standouts, as you can see in dark green, Litecoin up 6% and ICP up 11% as well. ICP doing very well the last couple of days. And of course, what else we got down there? The SHIB is up 7%, so the meme coin's still hanging up there in the leaderboard. It's kind of the play there. WIF looks like a standout as well, up 24% at $3.31. So there are some standouts there. Bit of a mixed bag across the board, but still generally pretty green and looking pretty strong with Bitcoin over $70,000. Now, Ethereum's still a long way from its all-time high, really, given all the momentum lately. Still $4,900, so still a bit of way to go there for that. We got Bitcoin at the moment on the charts there, just ticking away. The moving average is moving up on the 50 at 60,672. So we're over 60,000 and pretty incredible. And the 200 there at 45,878. So everything looking pretty good. Now I've rejigged the Bitcoin halving. That's changed there. It's changed, moved along from the 17th to the 20th of April. So we've got a few more extra days there. And we're now at 24 days away with the shift of the Bitcoin halving expected on the 20th of April now. Depends which countdown you're looking at. Some countdowns even have a bit further out, but 20th of April is what we're going with. And so 24 days away to the Bitcoin halving there. Bring it on. The other one is Ethereum, of course. Ethereum chart there. The moving average on the 50-day is now at 3,287, so strongly above 3,000. The 200 moving average is $2,546, but we are still well above that, so it's pretty cool. And we've still got bullish news coming ahead, of course, the Bitcoin halving, as I say. That is continuing on here, 24 days away. And, of course, the Ethereum there is 57 days away for the Ethereum approvals. However, of course, we've covered this in the last couple of days. Our two Bloomberg analysts that are really the leaders in the space, have really talked about this being a 25% chance now. So it might have been 60% chance at one time. It's now down to about 25% chance of approval, given the way the SEC is behaving regarding Ethereum. So we'll just have to, hopefully we'll get a bit more optimistic moves, but it doesn't look good at this stage. And then, of course, interest rates look good. So Bitcoin halving looks good. ETFs not so hot, but the interest rates here looking good as well. So what do we say? Was that 60% chance of that happening or something like that? So pretty good on that front. So that is general crypto. Now we're going to bring up Pulsechain markets, of course. So let's bring that up and go for gold there. Now I'm not sure if we had anything from Richard today, actually. Supposed to check that. And let's see if Richard's given us anything. The founder of Pulsechain, of course. And what have we got here? 17 hours ago. Oh, yeah, he did. So Ethereum checked out. Don't click the links, of course. Now he's talking about the Pulsex getting involved in that. Of course, the charts were green at the time that he posted it out. So I love it. Richard getting out there, spreading the word. And that's what you guys need to do out there as well. Get out there, spread the word to your friends and family and everyone else. And get everybody on board Pulsechain. Super fast, super cheap, of course. And nice work there from Richard. Now we're going to be covering the day results, end-day results for day 319. So we've got Pulse here at the moment at 000117, down 1.5%, 17% above the mean sacrifice price, holding pretty well at the zone. I'm pretty happy with that. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0476, down 3.33% at the moment. Only 47.6% of the mean sacrifice price. A lot of upside to Pulsex again, once again, even though we have touched at the mean sacrifice price about a week and a half ago or so, when we had the big $15 million buy spree. The buy and burn, though, continues to go on. 768.6 billion Pulsex has been bought up and burned. 3.77% of the public supply is gone forever. And then in addition to that is, of course, the Power City Earn protocol, which has taken off a ton of Pulsex as well. We're going to check that out a bit later. Now, incentive token is at $6.93. It had a really good night overnight. I know it's pulled back down here 1.4% at the moment, but it was absolutely incredible last night. Incentive token up and away again.
Now the buy and burn at the moment, 118,000. That's from TRH V3 and before V2, V1. And we got the total supply at 27,450,000 incentive tokens. So pretty small supply relatively, even though it's the incentive token for the PulseX V1 farms. Remember, you don't earn fees, 100% of the fees on V1. Liquidity pools go to the buy and burn, but you do earn the farm incentive token, which is pretty juicy. The returns are pretty amazing. In fact, let's pull them up briefly just to have a look at how good the PulseX yields are at the moment, because they're pretty good. So let's have a check of that. Bam. Pull those up. It's always good to have a check of the farm yields every so often, and that's what we're trying to do. And so let's pull those off there at the moment. We've got PulseX and Pulse at 21% at the moment, $69.5 million in there. We got the DAI from Ethereum, USDC from Ethereum, Wrapped ETH from Ethereum, and USD Tether from Ethereum, all matched up with Pulsechain, giving some pretty stellar yields, 131%, 130%, 82% for Ethereum, and 134% for USD Tether Pulse. So fantastic. Now, obviously, if Pulse bolts off up and to the right, big green candles, then you're going to miss out on the capital gain. But at the moment, you're getting a massive APR for stablecoins. Come on, get out of here. Some mad gains. Tell your friends, if they love income, it's a good place to be for some massive APR returns here. I see some sophisticated DeFi out there trying to do compounded yields and leverage. They're not even as high as these APRs. They're in fact dwarfed by these APRs. So pretty good place to do some income earning there. Hex Pulse there at 48% on the APR, and incentive PulseX at 58 and 55% respectively. So some incredible rates of return there. And of course, we're still early in the bull market phase. Kind of nice like that, with expectations for Bitcoin, of course, up with 150K, 180K minimum, and Richard Hart around 240. And of course, gold, if we, Bitcoin matches gold, then 400K for gold. And of course, some people have $1 million plus eventually, maybe not in this cycle, but definitely in the future that could happen. So pretty cool stuff happening there. Let's go to some of the price charts. And of course, you can see the RSI still relatively oversold on the old Pulse. Ticking away there. We're at the bottom of the range at the moment. We did get as high as 1240, currently in 1169 with 3 zeros in front of it. Let's have a look at PulseX. PulseX here on the support lines. So really don't want to break down from this, really. I already broke through 5,000, but we really don't want to break down through 4,500 too much. So we had some support there. And of course, we are relatively in the oversold territory for PulseX as well. And there we go. So incentive token, $6.91. Now, this has been the talk of the town, as I say, most days these days. It has been doing pretty incredible. Look at that thing go. This is the ratio to Pulse. It's at 59,146. It's been a high of 61,089 today. Look at that thing go. Real volume coming too. Pretty incredible chart there on the old ratio there. So pretty popular. And of course, Rich has talked about it being a great incentive, and you can sort of see those yields in the farms, right? PulseX farms looking pretty juicy. PHEX at the moment at 1.169 cents. Pretty tight range today. So it looks like we've got a little bit of consolidation zone here, and we're definitely in the oversold territory. Not fully oversold, but in that territory at 38. And of course, PHEX, once it goes over 3 cents, you guys know it's going to be gone and people will be crying. That's pretty much it. EHEX at the moment is down at 2,300 of a penny, just chilling around down here as well. And of course, we've got well oversold territory on here. Obviously, it's got the Bank X issue at 1.2 cents, which is at the top of this range right here. So that will be a bit of a sticky thumb there, but it's got plenty of room to trade in between there. And of course, it's still got tons and tons of investors out there. Was at 9.3 million T-shares still in there. So remember the all-time high for T-shares, 11.2 million. So it's still got a lot of T-shares in play, a lot of investors, a lot of community people. What is it, 118,000 people mining at the moment. So big deal there. All right, that is pretty much on that. Let's jump over to the gas prices. Gas prices 500,000 beats at the moment, so a little bit more on the expensive side. Instead of paying 1 cent, you're going to pay 2 cents for a PulseX swap. Feels ridiculous saying it, but that's the way it goes. We've got 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, 4/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer, folks. And that's kind of where we are. Even at Gwei on Ethereum at 29 Gwei, we're 1,750 times cheaper than Ethereum. And so, yeah, 2 cents for a PulseX swap, $37 on Ethereum. And of course, we know where we want to be, right? Pulsechain, super fast, super cheap. But what's the real key? Most of our protocols do compounding and profit sharing. That is the holy grail in finance, and you get that on Pulsechain. So spread the word about that. Get involved in many of the projects as well. Validated numbers, let's have a look at those. And we're at 49,435, 1.58 trillion off the market. That's been like that for at least a week. So it's pretty stable. And let's go to the bridge. The bridge at the moment, 134.7 million. This is kind of like the health check, the heartbeat of Pulsechain. 134.7 million is currently in the bridge there, and pretty stable, really. Not too much difference there at this stage. But we're watching this big time to see how it inflates in the future. That is our expectations. Looking at the lock coins, of course, we got 2.6 trillion Pulse locked off the market. Most of that's in the validators and liquid loans. Liquid loans got 915 billion Pulse off the market. Validators 1.58, and then we've got the bridge and other stuff taking a bit of Pulse off the market as well. In terms of Power City, though, we've obviously got the buy and burn, which is 3.77% off the market. Plus, we've got another almost 800 billion PulseX locked in Power City's Earn protocol as well. So both liquid loans and Power City liquidity forks playing their part on Pulsechain with the new stable coins and, of course, leverage lending. And, of course, potentiality for some buying leverage as well. It's kind of the play there. All right, that is pretty much it for what day did I say it was? 319. So we're going to be starting day 320 on Pulsechain, heading towards 1 year, right? We're getting closer and closer all the time for that. So that's pretty much it. Let's have a look at some of the leaders on the my project list here. It looks like I've got PulsePot there. It's getting a bump from obviously being able to stake it and stuff. It's up to somewhere between $10 and $10.37, depending on the liquidity pool that you're buying it in. And of course, both V1 and V2 Pulse there. One's in a different peer, but they're looking very, very good as PulsePot on this list. Now, as you guys know, I've got to finish this list because it's missing all the projects off it because I deleted all my data and I still haven't got around to it after 4 days. I think it's 4 days to actually complete it, but I'll get there. I'll get there in the end. Yeah, what else there? We've got MCR there up 1%. So we're going to be talking about to the MCR team tomorrow. So you don't want to miss that. We're going to be covering all their projects and all the benefits and incentives that you get with the Magic Carpet Ride team. Of course, they have front ends for Pulsechain. They're going to have a front end for PulseX as well. So for what am I trying to say? They have a front end for liquid loans, and of course, they're going to have a front end for Power City's Earn protocol as well. That's coming up. So we're going to get all the little juicy details and all their benefits from the Bean token and other stuff like that's coming up as well. Hopefully, we'll find out a few secrets there. So it's looking pretty good at the moment. And of course, we've covered the Richard Hart ones. Let's look at a quick look at the derivatives. Looks like on the Ethereum chain, Hedron and Acosa are doing very well. Up 38% on Hedron and up 20% on Acosa there on the Ethereum chain. Pulsechain, not so much. Pulsechain needs a bit of a jump start there, but you know it's not down too much either. A Hedron there down 1.5% as on derivatives. Influencer coins, we've got more token. Trayvon's making a bit of a recovery, up 17% to 50 cents. Paul Pleb from Hexy Bastard up 11% there. Randy Hilarski's token there pretty much down 3.7 and not too bad there at all. Access Alive down 7.5%, down $23,600. And of course, we've got Ben V1, Ben Armstrong down 11%. It'll be interesting to see. He's turning up to a lot of these American influencer things for Pulsechain Hex, and will be look interesting to see where he heads in the future. That's pretty much it on that, and that leads us into Hex, of course. How are we doing for time? 1 hour past. Of course, we're going to miss it. So Hex, of course, you can buy Hex on Ethereum or Pulsechain. Pulsechain is preferred as the Magic Carpet Ride chain, but once again, you can might start mining Hex on both chains. And if you can see at the moment, looks like we're going to get about a 7 Hex per T-share on Pulsechain and around about 6.8 on the 7 Hex per T-share on Ethereum and 6.8 on Hex on Pulsechain per T-share. So those results will be coming up. Yeah, it looks like it's a couple of days behind. So these have been lagging a little bit there with the updates. So we'll have to leave that one today, but check it out. Hopefully it's going to get refreshed at some stage. Well, that is it. 35 minutes into the hour. Man, we did a fast live stream today. That was pretty amazing. So let's see who else has jumped in the chat here. We've got Tomboss says, so you can't bet on PulsePredict yet, right? I can get it to work. You can do on March Madness. So you can buy a ticket on there. But the rest of the features, price prediction and stuff like that's going to open up a bit later. It's got like a staged launch. So that's kind of the way things are opening up there. Today, the news. So we covered it, I think, 2 days ago with the March Madness launching. And then today we just covered the claiming, all the claiming, and of course the big $30 million giveaway. So those are kind of, it's just rolling out in stages. That's why you want to follow them on X platform. and also follow them on Telegram if you can, and you'll be able to get all the latest and greatest. And of course, in our Discord, Archie posts a lot of the updates as well. So big shout out to Archie for that. We've got Tin Top in the house there. What's up? I think I lost my voice, Tin Top. Hexkins, I can't say the full thing. That's pretty much it. All right, I think that's it. Sandy Beach got the heart eyes on, so Sandy Beach is doing well. And yeah, definitely check out Sandy Beach's posts on health and fitness, because health and fitness is so important. So big shout out for the inspiration from Sandy Beach there. And of course, that is day 26, so big shout out. All right, we're going to end up early today. Don't forget to catch the Magic Carpet Ride team tomorrow, because that's going to be so good with the Magic Carpet Ride team. They've been doing incredible. They've got so many more projects to launch as well. I can't wait to see these guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me just give you a sneak preview of that before we wrap up. And you can see this is the one here. Let me just get rid of that. Lies Beneath the Truth is already in there, but let me just show you this quickly. There's a sneak preview of tomorrow. So that is going to be on tomorrow, and 23 hours from now, a Magic Carpet Ride interview with the founders. So we have Ty in the house, and of course we're going to explore buffet, barista, steakhouse, and bistro, and any little secret sauce they have around bean token and stuff like that. And you can earn multiple tokens on that, of course, including liquid loans and things like that, as well as Pulsechain and stuff like that. So it's pretty lucrative part of protocols, especially if you're participating in those protocols as well, like Power City, Earn, and at least at the moment, liquid loans. So stay tuned for all that. We'll see what's in store. Gonna be fun. All right, that is that. Hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to all the channels. Hex Token channel, Superman X, Superman Crypto, Pulsechain X. Those are the 3 YouTube channels. Subscribe to any of those, or all of them. And of course, don't forget to join our Discord. The link's in the video description. I will catch you guys again tomorrow for an interview with the Magic Carpet Ride team. We've got more interviews in store, so you're going to be getting a bit more interview content on the channel, and some of them actually won't. Some of the projects we're coming, maybe Pulsechain, there may be even other chains. So we're going to be spreading our wings a little bit there and covering a few other topics as well, which will be a bit of fun. After all, crypto is fun place to be. All right, take care all, says Lies Beneath. Absolutely. And there is the link to Discord if you want to join up today. I'll catch you guys in the Discord chat afterwards. It's 24/7. Great place to be. Share the journey with everybody else. We've got a great bunch of people in there. Super smart, super clever, and super interesting. So definitely join in our Discord and get involved in the chats. Cannot say that enough. Thank you, Superman, says Al Pacino. Wish you mad gains, brother. You too, and everybody else out there. Take care, everybody. Let's play out the Magic Carpet Ride video on the way out. It's a great way to finish the live stream. And of course, I love it. Magic Carpet Ride on Pulsechain. Don't miss it. Don't be tricked. Don't be tricked. Get involved. And of course, DCA for the win.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a Magic Carpet Ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a Magic Carpet Ride? And it's just hilarious to me.